Today, I'm going to be talking about how to make money as an agent immediately without having a transfer. What do I mean by that? So, without making your first transfer or selling a player to a club, after passing your license, you can make money as an agent. So, I'm going to be giving you a strategy that you can use to do that. So, the first thing is, as an agent, when you pass your license, you always go into that mode that you have to look for players to sell players to football clubs, to sell players to football clubs. So that process takes time for you to actually sell players because first the players don't trust you for you to be able to take them, and you have no network to take the player from point A to point B. What do I mean by point A to point B? That's to take the player from where he is currently to selling him at the football club. That takes you having a good relationship with the sporting director, head of recruitment, scouts, and people at the football club. But now to have that, it takes time, or to develop that, it takes time, years of or months of network. But for you to be able to achieve that, I'm going to tell you a method I did that helped me also fund my agency business because I'm a football agent and I have a business as a football agent. So the first thing I did was I went into coaching because I have a background in sports management. So I have the ability to coach players, young players. So any player as scout, sometimes the player is not polished. What I mean by it's not polished is the player also has certain things that he needs in training. So my agency gives him training, and I'm always with the person training. So I try to train the player so that that player can go and pass the trials. So let's take, for example, I have a network with many football clubs I've built. So when I look at the player and I say, oh, I tell the parents also that, hey, I would like this. I would like your son to pass the trials, for example, at his first start, because that even gives me more advantage to say I have many players at that club. But if your son is not at a good level, let's take, for example, he's a winger. I will be giving that son a drill like working on his dribbling, finishing, or whatsoever it might be that he needs to succeed. And during this period, also there's is a service paid business. I mean, so I'll be charging for that. But when the son is ready, then also everything now becomes a good package. I take the son, I'm more comfortable also that I can take him to trials and he passes the trials because I see the level that he has gotten to. So the training that I'll be giving him based on how he can make it to the trials. So that's the first way you can start earning money as an agent ASAP. So you just have to be smart. And when you start earning money like this, let's take for example, I charge 1 hour. For example, when I was in Copenhagen, I could charge an hour like 100 euros because I traveled to Copenhagen, Denmark to go and I was training some boys there. So you can I used to charge an hour like 100 euros. If you have 10 clients, that's already 1,000 euros. That money 10 clients in an hour. So that's already 1,000 euros. So if you have 10 people training in an hour, that's 1,000 euros. Understand how big it can be. Then imagine if you have them for a month and you're training them, let's say 2 times a week or whatsoever. So I'm just trying to make you guys see how there's massive way. That's a massive way to start making money as an agent. And also this helps you because that this helps you to travel and start building your network. Because the most easiest way to build your network is by traveling and going to that place. You can use LinkedIn to connect and build your network. But the next thing is also if you can also travel, it also makes it more sweeter even. So these are the methods I use also that I can say any beginner agent who has the brain to do something can apply this. Next method also, if you don't know coaching, you can also use mentor people. So what do I mean mentor people? So each agent, let's take for example, if you pass your license, you pass that license. Also, you have gone through that process. So one thing you can do is you can be mentoring. You can mentor. You can mentor. You can take a course on mentoring, teaching young players how to navigate the industry, how to look for a good agent. Because if you have studied about that also, or if you have not studied, you can pay a course also online. How to telling parents how to find a good agent for their son. That's something that a lot of parents need. and they don't have an idea how to find a good agent, because there are a lot of scammers out there that are like agents. So you can use that one also to help, fund yourself to travel, because the biggest thing I see in this industry is that people pass their exam, and then they have their license, but they cannot move because they are being tied to their 9 to 5 job. You cannot be tied to a 9 to 5 job. You need to find a way to free yourself. I, for once, when I was starting, I said to myself, there's no chance I don't find a way to free myself. Okay, I wasn't working 9 to 5 because I was studying I was studying at the university, a sport a business degree. And then so I already spotted how I could do things. So I'm just trying to give you guys a clear part that as an agent, you cannot be doing 95, which means it doesn't give you the chance to travel and do networking. Because this business, if you travel and do networking, it opens the door to you. Like, let's take for example, when I got my license, I traveled to Norway, I traveled to Denmark and other countries. Imagine if I'm working to a 95 job. When do I have that time to travel? So you have to find a way to be able to do something that you can earn income. And this is one of the ways. My own way when I started was, as I'm saying, coaching. Those coaching I coach, that's on my day, is on my time, it's not on anybody's timetable. So let's say, for example, if I coach for 4, 3 or whatsoever month, I can decide to not coach for another some months. I can be doing my traveling. But again, when the money is coming more income, you can hire someone to just be coaching. And then, so it's all about smartness. You can hire someone to be coaching while you're traveling and doing the networking, because it's a network will bring you a lot of the deals. Because once you network, then it's even easy to get more players to coach and even get more players to, to, uh, to your agency, because now parents see you traveling and they say, okay, we want this person to manage our son because he has the network. So that's important also. That's very important. So that's another way. Then I will say I will leave you with these two. I don't want to add so much. Let's do this too. If you have an idea, you can drop it in the if you have an idea of another method I didn't mention, but these two methods are very effective. That if you as a new agent, you're trying to develop your skill, if you want to start making income as an agent, you can use that. There are a lot of other methods, but at least these are the two methods that you can start using to earn money before you have your first transfer. Okay. So that's this for this short video. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of ideas on how I started generating income from day one when I got my license. Because you need to improvise. I needed to be doing things already, because the annual fee, you need to always pay for your license. So you always need to learn how to make money. And better still, if it's not your 95, if you're not doing a 95, because I don't do 95 and I'm always trying to be creative. Okay. So that's it. And if you enjoyed this video, and you want to ask a question, you can always drop a question at the comment section. And for those who are agents who want to implement this kind of strategy and also to build their network of clubs, you can click the link below. There's a link there that you can join my school community. I teach agents tips on how to network, how to build connection with football clubs. And lastly, if you want to book a one-to-one mentorship or one-to-one call with me, not mentorship, one-to-one call with me, there's also a link below. You can click there and book the call, and I'm going to take you through a strategy and a process that it can help you grow as an agent. Okay, so that's it, and take care. Bye for now. Cheers.